Today we're going to look at how to keep your valuable team members in your business. In this video, I'll show you what causes most workers to resign from their jobs and how you can keep your valuable team members happy, productive and sticking around. In 2024, a survey of 3,000 British workers found that a massive 67% of them had left a job or were considering leaving their current job because of their boss. You know it's true from your own employment experience. If you ever had a boss who was an idiot or hard to work for, how did you feel? You probably felt unappreciated, you felt like you could do a much better job than they could, and you definitely weren't giving your best to the business. In fact, you were probably planning your escape from that bad manager, just waiting for the right time to leave. But now you are the boss, and your workers are watching you closely and assessing your performance as a leader. So what are the most common complaints that workers have about their boss? Poor communication is a big one. Not listening to team members' ideas or concerns. Not giving clear instructions, not being clear on the expected outcomes. Not giving regular feedback, and a lack of consultation about changes that affect the team. These are very common complaints from team members. Also, micromanagement and lack of trust. If you're constantly monitoring and controlling exactly how every job is done, your workers feel like they have no autonomy and that their skills aren't valued or appreciated. That's very relevant to many trades businesses. Another reason is lack of recognition and support. Managers who never praise their team members for their efforts, or even worse, take credit for the team accomplishments themselves, they're creating a very negative culture where workers will not feel appreciated, and a culture like that can never produce great results. Workers don't like favouritism and unfairness. Team members hate seeing inconsistent treatment around things like promotions, assignments, pay or benefits. Attitude is a major one. Workers tend to leave managers who are unapproachable, rude, demanding, unsympathetic to their problems. Workers leave because the boss is incompetent and disorganised. How are you doing with this one? If you have a chaotic work schedule, poorly managed jobs and are constantly lurching from crisis to crisis, I guarantee your team members are looking for somewhere else to work. Most people prefer a certain level of stability and don't thrive under chaotic conditions, which again is very relevant to the way many trades businesses operate. But you're busy, right? How are you going to find more time to keep an eye on all of these things and make sure you're doing the right thing by your team members? Well, if you have good people and you don't want to lose them, you have no choice. You must learn how to be a better leader if you want your valuable team members to be happy and productive and stay with you as long as possible. The good news is, so many managers and bosses are completely hopeless that you can become a better than average leader by following a few simple habits. We looked at what workers complained about. Now let's look at the right way to lead a team. So communication, the most valuable thing you can do for your team members is to listen to them. Listen with the aim of understanding their situation. Listen to their concerns, their ideas and suggestions. Listen without judgment and don't be thinking about what you're going to say next. Level 5 listening is a whole topic on its own that we'll discuss in another video. Your team members love clear instructions, which is different to micromanaging. Give clear instructions on the outcome you want, make sure they have the tools and resources they need to do their job, and let them get on with it. Micromanaging and trust, it's a balancing act. I don't believe in just handing over responsibility for some area of your business and trusting that it'll be done correctly without you ever checking. Supervision and monitoring and accountability are important. It's how you do it that makes the difference. Let your team members do what they're good at, give them more responsibility, but also give them feedback, guidance, preferably in a structured way, such as regular one-on-one meetings. Be available to help, but don't constantly be looking over their shoulders and interfering. How about recognition and support? Everyone loves to be appreciated for their efforts, so make sure you recognise good performers and preferably in public. I used to start our weekly team meetings by reading out our new Google reviews or comments from clients, thank you notes, etc. Be specific and don't just say, you've all done a great job. It's more like, Peter, well done on sorting out that difficult problem yesterday. The client is very happy with the solution you found. Supporting your team members means making sure they have all the tools and resources they need to do their job, including enough time. Support means offering them additional training, new equipment, or whatever will make their job easier. Before, we mentioned fairness. A lot of people are very sensitive to the concept of fairness. You've seen it in your children. They're super attuned to making sure that their treatment is exactly equal to their brother or sister. It might seem childish, but many adults carry this concept of focusing on fairness into their working lives. Not only do you have to be fair, you have to be seen to be fair. And this comes back to the first point about communication. Keep everyone informed about what's going on. Ask for feedback and ideas, and make sure you're even-handed when dealing with team members. Or clearly explain why you can't be at the moment. And attitude, of course, your attitude affects everyone else in the business. You better make sure you're turning up in a good mood, upbeat, positive, and ready to solve problems and get things done. This is where you need to recognise that your team is your most valuable resource in your business, and it's your opportunity to be a great leader and be so much more approachable, reasonable and caring than any average idiot boss that everyone wants to leave. Competency and organisation. Chaos usually results from you as the business owner trying to do too much yourself. You might think you're saving money, but I guarantee that trying to do everything yourself is a false economy and it's hurting your business. Invest in some good job management software. Hire a full-time or part-time admin person. Hire a foreman or a project manager if you need them. Schedule your time and plan the next day, the next week and the next month. Have goals that you're working towards and create a team vision that brings your troops with you. I'll do a video on team vision very shortly. You can create a work environment that keeps your people loyal, happy and productive, and build a culture that gets results for your clients. It's absolutely worth the effort because happy workers create happy clients, and that means an easier life for you and more profit with far less stress. There are so many managers and owners doing this so badly that it's not actually that hard to become a good leader if you're just willing to trust your team and try a few strategies. What do you think? Have you had a bad experience with a manager that made you look for a new job? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have a question about managing your team members or any aspect of running a trade and contracting business, then send me an email using the link in the description. Like and subscribe to make sure you see more of my videos like this. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again soon.